Do you guys like my nails? I bought an at-home gel kit and I'm getting pretty good at it. I really want to talk to you guys about my journey with my faith. I have been a senior pastor's daughter in an evangelical church my entire life. I am the oldest daughter, and I've always kind of felt like I've had more pressure on myself or on me to a degree than my other sisters. I ended up moving from Michigan to California when I was 22 to go to a ministry school. Did not know anybody, just packed up my little Ford Focus and drove across the country with my dad. I knew absolutely nobody. I'd never even been to the church or the school. I just decided that that's what I was gonna do. I didn't realize it at the time, but my intentions were to get as far away from my home church as possible. I did ministry school for 3 years and I absolutely loved it. I have nothing against this ministry school whatsoever. This whole thing is a me journey. I take full responsibility for my decisions that I've made. I got to a point after third year where I was just so burnt out and over it. I was over organized religion and I was over going to church. And to be completely honest, I was over being told what to do and how to do it. The church really fails at allowing people to be human and to make mistakes. I will say that there is a difference between being rebellious and being burnt out. And you know what, looking back, I probably had a little bit of a combination of both. So why am I sharing this? It is a total reflection of my past content. If you go back to like 2020, 2021, you can definitely see I had so much like sexual innuendos and stuff that I really would not post now. It was a part of my journey and a part of my process in the season I was in, and I don't really feel a need to erase it. I've had a couple people ask me what kind of highlighter I use. I use Rare Beauty, Mesmerize, and then on top of it I put this ColourPop Flexitarian. All that being said, I have come full circle with myself and God. During 2020, I ran into some very serious health issues. I taught myself how to check out and not really process what was going on with my body because thinking about it put me in extreme anxiety and stress. Unfortunately, I really turned to alcohol and social media, getting on my phone too much because I could not handle my real life. Fast forward to a couple years later, my mom got diagnosed with terminal cancer, and when you watch someone that you love shrink away to nothing right before your eyes, it is life-changing. Not only are you in grief, but you are feeling completely hopeless. After watching my mother go through that, I had to lean on a higher power, and that's kind of when I turned my heart back to God. Once I physically watched my mother take her last breath, I felt like that was my spiritual moment where I was choosing my next step or phase of life. And then a couple months later, it hit. And then a couple months later, I get pregnant, and I'm slowly realizing I am not gonna have my mom here to teach me how to be a mom. I had to completely rely on God and my core value system, knowing that God is good. And then it was time for me to have this baby, and I had a very traumatic birth experience. And yes, I am scraping this out, my tart, because I don't have money to get a new one. And I like this color. I almost had a stroke in the hospital. When you have all of these very traumatic things happen to you within 1 year, I really feel like you have to choose between leaning towards God or giving the middle finger to God. I found that being angry makes everything worse for me, and I have had to actively choose to not be angry. My point being is that you are really going to see my journey as a new mom and someone who is really finding herself in the Lord again. I'm gonna make mistakes, and I'm not gonna do the right thing all of the time. And I just wanted to be open and honest with all of you about that. Bye.